Hello and welcome back to a brand new series on the Adrian channel. In this series, I will be going over every single detail about E3 2018. And there will be giveaways up regularly the next week or so, maybe a little more. And I will be discussing different themes or topics like the best games, best moments, most cringy moments, most disappointing games, etc. And I thought I would start this series off with something as simple as the top 10 most interesting games of E3 this year, or at least the 10 games that interests me the most. And as always, make sure you subscribe and like the video if you agree with my opinions, or if you disagree with my opinions. And leave a comment down below saying what your top 10 most interesting games are. And in this video, I will not be ranking them from like the 10th is the worst and the first is the best. I will just mention all of them in no specific order. So yeah, make sure you leave a like if you're excited. I am as excited as you are to share my opinions. And without further ado, let's get right into the ranking. Let's start off with a title I am sure many Nintendo fans are looking forward to, that being Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The Super Smash Bros. Series holds a special place in my heart, and I am definitely excited for this entry into the franchise. This year's Nintendo conference was unfortunately kinda underwhelming, but that was simply because they wanted to focus on Smash, and just threw in a couple other titles so fans wouldn't get upset. Sure, we're getting Super Mario Party, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Octopath Traveler and much more, but I think we can all agree that Smash was the big hitter of the show. When this game first got announced, I was very concerned as to how it was going to turn out. But, to my pleasant surprise, it looks amazing. The fact that Sakurai and his team is bringing back every single character that has ever been in any Super Smash Bros. Game is insane, and a welcome addition to the already great franchise. He announced at the end that because they are focusing on adding every old character to the game, we shouldn't be expecting many newcomers, but I am completely fine with that, as long as we get a couple new ones. They announced Daisy, Inklings, and Ridley as brand new fighters, and they all look super cool. I also love all the small details that have been put into the game, and all the new mechanics and techniques. They are bringing back many of the old stages from Melee, Brawl, and Wii U and 3DS, which is cool for both newcomers that didn't play those very titles, and longtime fans of the series. It also makes it so the team doesn't have to create all brand new stages, and can focus more on the characters and mechanics. I appreciate the fact that the game is coming out in December, as it is a very good way for me to get the game for free as a Christmas gift. All in all, a great presentation for a great looking game that I can't wait to hear more about. Coming up next is the game I am looking forward to the most, that being Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite game of all time, and the Kingdom Hearts franchise in general is my all-time favorite video game series. KH3 is looking amazing, with brand new mechanics, worlds and characters being introduced. We had already gotten confirmations before E3 about worlds like Olympus, Toy Story and Monsters Inc. coming to the game, but E3 hit us with some never before seen Disney characters and worlds, like Frozen, Ratatouille, and Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates is of course returning to the series for the first time since Kingdom Hearts 2, and Frozen is brand new. Ratatouille seems to be part of some kind of mini-game of sorts, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see when the game releases. It was well deserving of the game to get as many awards at E3 as it did, as the game showed up at 3 different conferences. Microsoft had the honor to present the E3's first KH3 trailer. Then they continued on with an extended version of the Microsoft trailer at the Square Enix event, and finished off with an amazing Pirates trailer for the game at the Sony conference. KH3 mixes mechanics and elements in a way I have never seen before in any game ever. I don't understand how the Pirates world, the Tangled world, and the Toy Story world can look and feel so different from each other, but still be part of the same awesome game. It's very fun to see characters like Vanitas, Larxene, Jack Sparrow and Samus return, and I can't state enough how much I love Sora, Donald and Goofy's new looks from the Pirates world. In KH2, they look goofy, no pun intended, and out of place, but in this game, Nomura and the team over at Square Enix have managed to make them fit into the world as if they actually belong there. Can't wait to see more of this game and what other secrets it has to offer. The next game on my list is the newest Naughty Dog title, that being The Last of Us Part 2. Personally, I never played The Last of Us 1, but it looks very cool, and I know Bobo owns it, so I may ask him to borrow it and play through it before the second game gets released. Naughty Dog has an amazing track record, and is known to make great games. Some of my personal favorite games of all time are made by Naughty Dog, for example Uncharted 4, and it's very unlikely that they're going to disappoint with this title. Ellie is all grown up in this game, and it seems to me that we are playing as her the most instead of her old man, as Joel is referred to in the E3 trailer. The gameplay looks way more intriguing and advanced than Uncharted 4, which came out back in 2016. The fact that they can improve so much in the span of 2 to 3 years is incredible, and I can't wait to see more of the mechanics and gameplay elements the game has in store for us. It feels very much like an open world adventure, even though it's very linear and small scaled, and that is extremely impressive. It mixes stealth and fast-paced shooting perfectly, and resembles third-person shooter games at their best. Small things like being able to crawl under cars, craft weapons during fighting, and sneaking in grass makes this game feel much more alive, and makes the players feel immersed in the game in a unique way. It's interesting to see the lesbian relationship Ellie has started for herself, and I can't wait to experience that for myself. The graphics are gorgeous as always, and I never in the trailer saw something that seemed out of place or too unrealistic. It all seems very fitting for the type of game it is, and it's shaping up to be an adventure we will never forget. I am thrilled to see more gameplay and more epic trailers from Sony for this game, and I can't wait to get my hands on the disc. Next up, we have the PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man game that is releasing later this year. It comes out in September, so I can get it for my birthday, which is always a plus. Spider-Man is a very cool superhero, and his games always excite me. I never got around to playing the Amazing Spider-Man games, so this will be the first entry in the franchise since the PlayStation 2 era, for me, at least. One of, if not the best part of the Spider-Man 2 game for PS2 was the web slinging, and that is returning in this game. In the beginning, I was concerned as to how the game was going to handle all the subtle QuickTime events, but they seem to have gotten around to making it way less apparent in the gameplay. The graphics are amazing, and the voice actor sounds like a perfect Peter Parker, with all of Spider-Man's necessary humor and wit present. The web slinging seems extremely fun, and it looks like the game is going to focus on very action-heavy gameplay, with few breathing breaks, which is great. I love when games have thrilling, fast-paced gameplay, and this new Spider-Man game is no exception to that trend. It's refreshing to see our hero face off against foes that haven't been as apparent like in the older games, like Mr. Negative, Vulture and Electro. And we're starting to get really tiresome having to fight Green Goblin, Venom and all those villains over and over again in every game. And this shows that Sony is listening to the fans, and they are working hard to make this a fantastic game. I hope this turns out to be as good of a game as the trailers presented us, and if it does, man are we in for a treat. Coming up next is TinyBuild's upcoming Hello Neighbor spin-off that takes place between the first and second act of Hello Neighbor, being the game Secret Neighbor. TinyBuild is an indie development team that makes, obviously, indie games, and it may come as a huge surprise that I am including a spin-off to an indie game on this list. The trailer we got for Secret Neighbor at TinyBuild's E3 event included the first ever gameplay details we have gotten for the game. We previously got a couple teasers, but they didn't reveal anything interesting about the game. This trailer, however, was simply phenomenal. The game is about many kids trying to save the protagonist of Hello Neighbor from the neighbor's basement, and gameplay-wise, the kids run around the house and solve puzzles, find useful items, and fight off the secret neighbor. The neighbor can disguise himself as a kid and try to gain the trust of other players, so that they won't figure out which of the kids is the neighbor. The disguised neighbor's mission is to track down every single kid and prevent them from entering the basement, whilst the kids have to fight off the neighbor to stop him from getting anywhere near them. The game expansion is coming to PS4, PC, Switch and Xbox, so I finally have a chance to play the Hello Neighbor games. Secret Neighbor uses voice chat as a very important element of the gameplay, and the players use it to communicate with each other and gain trust. Other game mechanics are said to be revealed in the near future, and I am very much looking forward to that. I don't have much else to say about this game. It looks awesome, it looks super fun, thrilling, scary as the horror game Hello Neighbor is, and I can't wait to play it. So yeah, let's get right on to the next game. Coming up next is an anime crossover game called Jump Force. I don't watch any anime, but I still got chills watching this trailer. Naruto is a freaking savage, and watching him run down the building and into battle with his arms behind his back was incredibly satisfying, in a non-weird way of course. At first, I didn't quite understand what was going on, but after I saw Goku, I immediately knew this was going to be revealed as an anime crossover game. As I said, I don't watch anime, but I have watched other games and stuff with some of these characters in them, so I kinda know what to expect. It does look like a generic fighting game, but I love those, so I can't say I'm complaining at all. I haven't played any Dragon Ball Super games or anything like that either, so this game will be a good way to introduce me to the world of anime. Just the concept of these characters with such huge fan bases duking it out on a battlefield is awesome, and I can't wait to see all the comparisons to other crossover fighting games like Super Smash Bros. And Marvel vs. Capcom. I saw videos of other people freaking out and getting hyped over the last two characters that showed up right before the title was revealed, but personally I don't know who they are, so they didn't get me hyped. It's probably going to be like this with a lot of the characters and stages showing up in the game, but luckily the gameplay makes me want to get into it anyways. My next game on this list is what's known as Just Cause 4. Well, what else is there to say about this game than the fact that it is a huge scale open world game with action heavy gameplay, lots of shooting, driving and extreme amounts of fun. I never bought any of the old Just Cause games, but I tried Just Cause 3 once at Yes's house. It was really fun, and it looks like this fourth game is just expanding on the world of Just Cause, and all the possible mechanics and outcomes of gunfights. It is extremely refreshing to experience third-person games that take risks and stand out from the competition. In the worlds of Uncharted, Tomb Raider, The Last of Us, Splatoon and many more, nothing is quite like the Just Cause franchise. It is, as I said, entirely open world, and mixes elements from Uncharted, GTA and James Bond to make a perfectly balanced action game with loads of fun gameplay mechanics, weapons and explosives. With items like grappling hooks, guns, grenades, balloons and cars, the possibilities are nearly endless. The only limitation is your imagination, and in this very game, It seems to me as if the game offers so many possible items to use in fights that you will never ever run out of creativity and imagination. The trailer makes me extremely hyped for the game, and I'm definitely purchasing it when it comes out for PS4 and wherever else it's scheduled to release. Now there are only 3 more games to go. The first of those 3 is going to be Shadow of the Tomb Raider, a game that follows Lara Croft on yet another action-heavy adventure around the globe. I surprisingly enough enjoy the Tomb Raider games quite much. I used to think they were dull compared to the Uncharted games, but they have certainly grown on me. Square Enix is back at it again, with another banger title, this time with 2 titles on my list, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This game reminds me a lot of The Last of Us 2, as a woman is the protagonist, and it fully embraces its stealth mechanics and uses it to its maximum potential. The gameplay seems to switch between bows and arrows, guns, and items you find in the environments around you, which is very dope. The graphics are amazing as always, and that is something next-gen games are known for, especially PlayStation and Xbox games. And this one is of course no exception. It's fun to see the game take place in the jungle and forest areas, as it opens up a whole new world of possibilities and fun gameplay mechanics. I hope it doesn't feel too similar to The Last of Us and the previous Tomb Raider games, as I want them to treat this game as its own unique little thing, and not try to keep up with all the other games that remind us about this one. So Square Enix, I'm begging you, let this be its own fun little thing, and mix up the moves, gameplay and story to get as much variety as humanly possible. Second to last, I have Elder Scrolls 6. This was announced at the Bethesda conference, and everyone got extremely hyped, including me. I don't have much to say about the game, since we literally know nothing about it, but I am excited for it either way. I am not old enough to play Skyrim, but it still looks fun and very challenging, so I am looking forward to the day I turn 18, so that I can rush to the store and buy this bad boy. And hopefully it'll be as fun and exciting as it looks. The last game on my list is going to be LEGO DC Supervillains, which is coming to PC, Switch, PS4 and Xbox One. I have loved nearly all the LEGO games, since I first tried LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga and LEGO Batman. And LEGO Marvel Superheroes is one of my most played games of all time. This game is unique and very special, since it features villains as the main characters, and not heroes as the LEGO games usually do. It's also possible to create your very own supervillain in this game. That will have a big impact on the story, and that you can fully customize to be exactly as you want. This is something no LEGO game has done before, and it shows that they are still innovating and making their games better, even though most people think that there isn't much to do with the LEGO franchise. I haven't played a LEGO game since LEGO Dimensions, but I'm sure this game will pull me right back into the LEGO lore. So yeah, that was 10 of the games from this year's E3 that I am looking forward to the most. Tell me down in the comment section below if you agree, or if you disagree you can write down all your 10 most anticipated games. And I'll be looking forward to having some discussions with you guys down below about all these topics. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe and comment and all that stuff. Share the video. And I will keep doing this series for a few days. Like for example, doing videos on my favorite moments and favorite presentations and all that. And yeah, I hope you look forward to that. And I'll see you in the next video with Adrian. E-N. Bye bye.
Look out!
Whoa. That's amazing. You can control ice.
Control it? No, all I ever do is hurt people. This is my home now. I can't go back.